Hello and welcome to this video on quantitative reasoning in the Ucat. So this is going to be a video on all my top advice for what I wish I'd known before sitting the exam. Quantitative reasoning, the first time I did the Ucat, I was shook. I was like, this is not enough time. And the most recent time I sat the Ucat, it ended up being one of my highest scoring sections. So we love improvement. So first off, the biggest tip that will improve your life and your well-being and your experience of QR is to realise that they put in multiple step questions for a reason, and they know that, you know, technically all the questions are easy, it's just GCSE maths, but some of them are not 1 markers but would be a 6 marker in a GCSE level 9 paper. That is not going to take you the same as a 1 mark question. So it's really important to prioritise, guess and flag and skip the really long questions and leave them till the end, because they are not worth your extra time. No one cares that you got a hard question right when you could have got 3 more easy questions right in the same time that it took you to do 1. For timing, I'd recommend being at question 18 with 12 minutes left, and that will give you a little bit of time at the end to go back. But if anything, it's better to be more ahead than it is to be behind, so that's just a marker to know where you are. So this video is sponsored by Medify, who, as we all know, is the top rated software to practice the Ucat and do really well in your exam. And this year they've also started live classes which are run by amazing Ucat teachers who will give you more personalised help and strategies that will help you to score a lot higher. So make sure you check them out. The link in my description is there for you. So one thing that I didn't really deep was the calculator. And on Medify, the calculator is fast, it is beautiful, it is amazing. But in the real test, it is massive. You cannot move it. And it is slow, so do take that in mind. And I remember in 2020 when people were doing tests at home, their calculators were not working. So what I'm saying is, do not be too reliant on the calculator, and this is kind of, you know, a good chance for you to do your mental maths. Learn the 13 times table, learn the 14 times table, learn the 15 times table. You know, make sure all your times tables are up to scratch. Like, you know, what is, you know, 6 times 7 times 3. Can you do that? You should be able to. So when you do have those really specific questions where, you know, you need an exact answer to the penny, to the 0.1, to the 10 significant figures, make sure that you know how to use that old clunky calculator where you can't delete any mistakes, you can't copy anything, you cannot, you know, easily square root. Or so how to use the calculator memory. MRC is recall, M plus is adding a number to the calculator. Say the number is 11, so you'd press M plus and then do your next whatever you need to do, and then press MRC to recall that number. M minus actually minuses the memory number from the number that you have. If you know that, that is going to help you so much, because some of these numbers are big, like they're millions, you need them to be precise, so make sure that you know how to use the calculator quickly. And actually on Medify they started this new like game kind of thing where you can practice your typing one-handed, and I even saw someone recommending to hold the mouse in your non-dominant hand and then like save your right hand only for the calculator. So if you want to try that, definitely do. And if you have a laptop, make sure that you practice with a large keyboard. It's really important to have the number pad so that you can be used to that. And, you know, just doing everything on one hand and fast and accurately, that will really help you. Like in the exam, you hear other people tapping, but no, this is speed. We've got to be fast. So you've got to be check the answers that you're given. You can instantly disregard like at least 1 or 2. But perhaps some more dodgy advice is to see which numbers are the most similar, because it's probably going to be one of those compared to one that's like completely different. Check for magnitudes of 10, check for magnitudes of like differences. So with QR, they try to get people out with the units, and it does make sense because it's an easy thing to mess up on. When you're looking at a graph, what unit is it in? Because it might be in a different unit than the one that's in the question, and you need to take that into consideration. So an example of the kind of like A-star vibe questions that take much too much time and are probably not worth, you know, stressing over. Just flag them and go to them in the end. Are banding tax questions, because you need to type them very accurately. And by the way, to do those, it's not that the whole thing is taxed by like 40%, it's that the first amount is taxed by that amount, then you take away that amount from the total and then tax the rest. So sometimes it will be quite fiddly and long, but through your practice you'll see how to do it. You can definitely tell when questions will take more than like 5 steps. So definitely don't worry about them, and know that you can skip those and come back to them at the end, and it will probably not affect you too much. With QR and also decision making, it's really important to know like the basic fractions. 1/9 is 11%, 1/8 is 12.5%, 1/7 is 14%, 1/6 is 17%. Good to know these conversions, especially with time, like, you know, 20 minutes, so you're not constantly working it out. And there's also like flashcards that you can make of these basic things, so that, you know, anything that you kind of forget or slip up on, you can just get it in your mind with active recall, so you're not wasting time during the exam typing what is 20 minutes out of 60 minutes. Like, you should know, sis. So on your whiteboard, one thing to say is that, you know, we're all used to maths, A-level maths, GCSE, where you have to write out your working to get marked. But in QR, you're not gaining anything by writing down. You need to only write down things if you really need to, because that writing is time that you should be doing the next question. It's still faster to use the calculator than to do mental maths, and you want your accuracy to be up high. Don't worry yourself too much with the whiteboard. And one thing to say about the whiteboard as well is, in the exam you're not given a whiteboard, you're given a laminated piece of paper. During my exam, my pen, when I tested it in the beginning, it was fine. When I used it in decision making, it was alright. During QR, it decided to be white. It decided to be clear. So perhaps ask for 2 pens maybe, or whatever. And in my exam, they gave us like 4 sheets of laminated paper, and I think it said like not to erase them, because it's quite hard to to erase a laminated piece of paper compared to a whiteboard, which is just, you know, dry white. So I would emphasize practicing your mental math. So on your whiteboard, before the section starts, I would definitely recommend, you know, really small in the corner, drawing those triangles like speed, distance, time, percentage changes, acceleration equals velocity divided by time, trapeziums, area is 0.5 times parallel sides added times the height. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters squared, and perhaps some of the fractions that you find hard to remember, and just like small things like that that will kind of get it out of your mind and put you in a more relaxed state. So I hope that this has helped and given you some more niche things to help with your quantitative reasoning. So make sure you check out the Medify link in my description for the live classes and for Medify, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!